Good evening. Welcome to our 8th grade promotion family meeting. We are going to get started in just a moment. We're giving folks a few more minutes to join and we'll get started. So if you're here to learn more about 8th grade promotion at Deal, you are in the right spot. All right. Good evening, everybody. It's 6:30, so we're going to get started here in just a moment. I apologize that we are not on more clean slides. We're going to be in this PDF because it's the easiest way I could get things to share today. And I also apologize to the 4 wonderful 8th graders on the screen right now who I'm sure will have things to say to me tomorrow. Just getting a start here while we wait for a few more folks to join. There should be a question and answer box on your screen. If you are able to, go ahead in the chat. Please share one happy memory from your 8th grade promotion. So that's for the grown-ups in the space. And if you're an 8th grader joining in, what's something that you're looking forward to? And I'm going to ask folks to just put that in the question section. That'll help me know that the question and answer section is working, and we'll share out a few. So we're just waiting for a couple more folks to join. But in the meantime, feel free to share a happy memory in the question and answer section. All right, and as folks are sending some of those in, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Patrick Rotman. I'm the proud 8th grade assistant principal here at Alice Deal Middle School. This meeting, we are going to be covering some important details that you should know about our 8th grade promotion events. I will let you know up front, there are no secrets. So if you've read your team newsletters, if you have seen the letter that's gone home, we'll be mostly covering that information. I'll have a couple little nuances and details that folks may want to know. But mostly this is just me creating a space and time for folks to hear it from me and to ask any questions that they want in the chat and try to get ahead of some questions that we know are popular. So again, if you could, in the chat or in the question and answer session, go ahead and put in any happy memories you have from your 8th grade promotion. And someone's saying they didn't have an 8th grade promotion back in the day, and I understand that. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, I'm Patrick Rotman, proud 8th grade assistant principal here at Alice Deal Middle School. Our agenda for the evening is relatively quick. This session will be recorded, so if you miss it, that's okay. We will have it available down the road. Our agenda quickly is we're going to go over promotion requirements. We're going to talk about promotion celebrations and logistics, and we will have some time for questions and answers. I do see the Q&A section is working, so if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And we will see. I'll be able to try to answer as many as I can verbally. Someone said, is this the correct space to post? You post in the right spot because I can see your question. I just have a couple other people saying that they did not have 8th grade promotion back in the day. It's great because we have a great 8th grade promotion here at Alice Deal. So promotion requirements, we're going to start there. So in 8th grade, to promote, you need to have passing grades in all your core classes. That's ELA, math, science, and history. You need to have sufficient daily and period attendance, and you need to be in good behavioral standing. So this is a celebration of all your work over your wonderful 3 years here at Allsdale Middle School. We want every single 8th grader to be part of it, but there are some requirements because this is a celebration of accomplishments. And so those folks need to be making those accomplishments to join our celebration, and our expectation is that all 8th graders will be part. Let's go through these in detail. So for promotion requirements, in terms of academics, students need to have at least 3 GPA points for their core classes. So you can see the scale on the right side of your screen. It shows what number of points students will get for each of their grades. These are based off of advisory grades. So if you have an A in one advisory, you automatically got 4 GPA points that go towards your total. If you got 3 A's already, then congratulations, you have 12 GPA points. That 3 GPA points for the year is a very low bar. We expect our students to be doing better than that. But the point of sharing this is just so people have some transparency about what the expectations are for DCPS in terms of having a passing grade for the year. So if a student had 1 D and other Fs, they'd be at risk of failing. If they had 3 Ds, they would have a low bar, but they would be at those 3 GPA points. Our expectations are our students are higher than that, but these are the requirements for academics. If a student is failing their classes, obviously they would not be getting GPA points, and that's something we want to avoid. Your teacher's there to help you out. Ms. Wilson's there to help you out. I'm there to help you out. So if you are looking at this and you're worried about passing your classes, please reach out because we want you to be successful, and there is still time in the 4th advisor to do that. Attendance, this is another very important one. So if a student has more than 30 absences, unexcused absences for a class period, they will receive what's called an FA. That's a failure due to attendance. Students should not have 30 or more. If you have that, they will not be able to participate in our promotion celebrations, and they may be at risk for attending summer school. This is important for folks to be aware of because if there is a student who has got great attendance and they get to school every day, but they are missing first period every day, then that first period attendance can be worse than the rest of the day. If that first period class is a core class, and it always is, then they might be at risk of failure. So even if they had perfect attendance in all their other classes, if they missed that first period every day, they would have over 30 absences, and that would put them at risk. Again, we expect students to have far less absences than this, but I do want to make sure we're being very transparent about what the expectation is. And then the last piece here is conduct. This only impacts our celebrations. The student would never have an academic consequence for their conduct. However, in order to participate in our fun celebrations, they need to make sure they have no suspensions. That's tier 3, 4, and 5 behavior consequences, or no persistent behavior concerns that they have not addressed. So that'd be missing class, consistently showing up late, having conflicts with other students, or not being able to follow reasonable staff expectations. So again, our expectation is all 8th graders participate, but we do want to make sure that we are setting a bar that all 8th graders can meet and that is worthy of our celebrations. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the celebrations, all the fun that we have to look forward to. So first, I'm going to start out with our why. These celebrations, I saw a couple of people in the chat say they didn't have 8th grade promotions, and I totally understand that. You'll notice throughout this presentation, I say promotion, not graduation, because graduation is what students do when they leave high school and they're moving on to the next phase. Our students right now are not graduating, they're promoting to the next grade and the next step of their life at high school. But we do want to celebrate all their achievements. So the first, number one why of why we're giving this, why we're celebrating this, is to honor all of our students. We want to make sure that as many students as possible are able to celebrate and enjoy the fullness of this experience and to really pat themselves on the back and know they've accomplished a lot before they go to high school. The second why for some of the decisions we've made is we want to balance safety, inclusivity, fun, and cost. And so there's a middle ground that we try to hit where we're doing all the fun things that our students and our families and communities want to do, but we're making it as inclusive for everybody and accessible for everybody as possible. And honestly, within reason, we also want to make sure we're not taking too much away from our learning time, even at the end of the year. And the last piece here is the best value for students' families. We are not ignorant of the fact that a $185 promotion fee is a big ask of families, and we want to acknowledge that, and we want to make sure that we are getting the best possible value for all our students. So all of these decisions are made in committee. These decisions that we have to do the celebrations that we have represent years of knowledge, institutional, both from our team leaders. Mr. Holler, who chairs our promotion committee, has helped us make some great decisions, and we want to make sure we're responsive to what works and what is going to be the best experience for all of our students. So I'm going to have us take a quick look at the calendar here. June is a very busy month for 8th graders. It starts off on June 3rd, which is a Monday, and that's our King's Dominion trip. And I'll get into more details about these things in a minute. The King's Dominion trip is a great time. We want all students to participate. We chose that Monday. It's a little earlier than we typically hold it, but is a great opportunity to use that kind of random day in between the weekend and that Tuesday, the 4th of June, which is election day. So That Monday, our students will arrive to school a little bit early. We'll hop on buses. We'll go down to Kings Dominion, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. And we'll come back, and then we'll have that next day, the 4th, off. The 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, and 11th are very normal school days. They will still have instruction in class. Students will still have to put their phones in yonder pouches. All those things will happen. That is a great opportunity for students to make sure they're ending the year strong. But those are totally normal school days. On the 11th, we will have our dance. And there'll be some students who may want to leave early that day to get ready for the dance. I'll talk more about that as well. The 13th and 14th will then be our promotion dates. And for our students, those are traditionally the last days that 8th graders attend. And so you'll notice that we have 3 promotions on the 13th and 2 promotions on the 14th. Students will only attend for their promotion ceremony, and then we'll go home because our school is focused on that promotion ceremony per team. And we have a lot of teachers who are volunteering and setting that up. So the last day of school for 8th graders will typically be the 12th, and that is our day before the dance. That is also the day we give out tickets for the dance and the day that we will send home our tickets for promotion. Now let's get into a few details about all of the ceremonies. Kings Dominion is on June 3rd. We have our wonderful 8th grade shirts that we will give out before this day. We are asking all 8th grade students to wear those shirts if they want to decorate them, they want to have friends sign them. That is all great and welcome. We're asking all 8th grade students to wear those shirts, which we will give out here at school the week prior. Students should report to the auditorium by 7:45 a.m. that day. Now, first period might start a little bit late sometimes. If students show up late, that's okay. They'll get straight to class. On this day, the buses leave promptly at 8, so every single student needs to be in the auditorium by 7:45. We will sit by homeroom in the auditorium, move to the buses, get down to Kings Dominion, and when we are in Kings Dominion, we'll be able to move around as needed, and you'll be able to see all your friends on other teams. Students will need money for lunch because outside food within Kings Dominion is not allowed, and should dress for the weather. This is a rain or shine event, so if it's a rainy day, you might want to skip, the bathing suits for the water park part. You might want to bring a jacket. If it's a very hot day, please make sure that you are dressed appropriately for that as well. We always recommend layers. You can leave things on the bus if you decide you don't need them, but this is a rain or shine event. It's always fun. We've gone on rainy days and had a blast, and we've gone on hot days and had a blast. Kings Dominion is always a fun day. And the last piece here is we will get back to Deal by 6 p.m. Traffic coming back up I-95 can be a little bit unpredictable, so we will ask students to save enough cell phone battery power to call home when we're about 30 minutes away so you can have a heads up, but our anticipated return time is 6 p.m. Our next big happy event is the dance, which is on June 12th. It happens at Deal in the cafeteria and then out on the courts. It is a wonderful experience. It's a great celebration. Most of our 8th graders are super excited about and have a great time. I know that for some 8th grade students, the dance might be something that causes a little bit of social trepidation. I recommend that every 8th grader join this fun event because even students who are a little bit reluctant to join, oftentimes will find that it is not something that they want to miss. There is no dress code for the dance, but we encourage students to dress, and you see this in quotes, nice, and that can mean whatever it means for your student. We have some examples of what some of the students have worn in past years. Typically, some of our more fashion-forward students might get creative. They have a lot of fun with it, investing a lot of time and energy into making sure they look their best. And some students, they put on a collared shirt, and that is sufficient, and that's also okay. Everyone's welcome. It's a great opportunity to show off if you want to show off. But if you have more predictable fashions like your assistant principal here, that's okay to be predictable as well. On the dance day, if your student needs to leave early, some students will leave at noon that day to go get ready. That might include makeup, getting your hair done, getting your outfit just right. If your student is 14 years of age or older, they can request what's called a walking pass, and that's your family giving them permission to leave at noon to go home. We're asking that families don't give their students permission to leave to just go play in Tenleytown, but if your student needs to get ready for the dance, then there's a form, and if you can use I don't believe you'll be able to use the link on the screen the way it's shared, but I will make sure there's a QR code, and this link is shared in the chat as well, so you have access to that early dismissal form, and your student can make that request. If your student is 13 or younger, we are not able to write them a walking pass, and a parent or guardian will need to pick them up if they need to leave early. On this day, because we have a large number of students who tend to leave earlier, we have everyone leave at noon, and only students with a pass and permission will be able to do that. Because there are a high number of requests, those requests all must be submitted before June 7th. So my recommendation is, if this is something that you want your student to do, you complete that form honestly tonight or this weekend so we can make sure that we know your student wants that. Next up is the promotion itself, which is a wonderful celebration of our students. Our celebrations, our promotion celebrations, will happen on June 13th and 14th by team. You can see the dates are on the screen right now. Team Bemenda, Drama, and Cuenca will be on the 13th at different times. Team Tipitapa and Cochabamba will be on the 14th at different times. Students will only come for their team's celebration. The team promotion celebrations last for about an hour. We try to have a little bit under the hour. It is a wonderful celebration. It's in the Deal Auditorium. We do that to make sure that students can have as many guests as they need. We do ask, and we automatically give every student 3 guest tickets. If you as a family need more than those 3 guest tickets, you can email their homeroom teacher or myself, and we can track the number of tickets that you need, and those will all go home with them on June 12th. If there are any ticket questions, any ticket concerns for both the dance or any of the promotion ceremonies, we will have a will call table out front to address any of those concerns. So if you have a ticket concern or question, or you think you asked but you're not sure, you don't need to email me about it, but you can if you need to. But you can also know that if you show up that day, we can resolve any questions or concerns or problems that you have as it relates to tickets, and we will make sure that everyone has a fun day that day and we're not stopping anybody at the door. There is no dress code for the dance, but we do again ask that families and students dress nice. That can mean a lot of different things. It can mean a tie, it can mean a dress. There is no dress code, as I said, but it's a special celebration, and we do ask our students to dress up a little bit for that fun celebration. And I'm going to go back to our calendar for one quick second so you can see the Kings Dominion trip is on the 3rd. There's New School on the 4th. The dance day is on the 12th, and then our promotions are split across the 13th and 14th. Now we're talking a little bit about the logistics piece here. Promotion payments, we are asking that everyone make their promotion payments by May 23rd. We have a very high percentage of families that have already paid. Thank you so much for that. I did break down the cost for folks here. $185 is a little bit more than we charged last year, and I will always be transparent about our costs. The bulk of this cost is just for the buses down to Kings Dominion. Buses are just more expensive this year than they were last year. We negotiated as much as we possibly could and got every discount that we could. But the most of the cost of the total cost, about half, is just the bus down to Kings Dominion. The dance, you can see, is about $45, and that breaks down between the food for the dance, the DJ for the dance, decorations, a photo booth, balloons. It is a very, very good time. Mr. Holler and the team do a great job of transforming our Deal cafeteria into a really special place. And then the $10 you can see helps cover some costs for the shirt and for our promotion ceremony events. And I know it says promotion links right there. I know they're not working. I will put them in the chat momentarily, and there will be a QR code coming up very soon. So how can you help? We do want your help. There will be in this weekend's team newsletters links for folks to sign up to volunteer. We will need volunteers for the dance, both to set up, to chaperone, and tear down. I do know that oftentimes 8th grade families will not, or 8th grade students rather, will not want their families chaperoning dance, so we will send a request out to 7th grade families. But if you were able to set up or show up to help tear down, that is always really, really helpful, and it means a lot to us. Helps us be ready for promotion ceremonies, which will be the next day. For promotion, there'll be opportunities to volunteer as well. And then the biggest thing that folks can do is please make sure that you've submitted your payment for these celebrations. It does help us plan and make sure that we have the right number of buses, we can get our tickets in advance, get our decorations ordered, and all the important things that we need to do. And then if you are able, and again, recognizing this link on the screen won't work right now, but we will have a link up shortly. We ask that families support another student. Again, our goal is every single student that wants to go on and enjoy these adventures is able to. And so if you're a family that's in a position to sponsor all of another student's promotion fee or a portion of their fee, that really goes a long way towards supporting our community. We are already at a point where we're able to support 23 students who may be in need of support from promotion, but that is not quite yet meeting our full need for the percentage of students who might need it. So our ask again is if you are able to support another student, please do what you can to do that, and the link will be up in just a moment. Some anticipated questions. These are frequent questions that I get. So what if my student will not meet the promotion requirements? I know that some students are concerned about that. Again, our goal is every student meets those requirements. If your student is not on track, either for attendance, academics, or behavioral concerns, that should not be a surprise. You would have already gotten a call, or you will be getting a call rather, from our deans or Ms. Wilson, our counselor. You can also check Aspen to check your student's grade progress and their class attendance. But none of this will be a surprise for anybody, and the school will be reaching out and should already be reaching out for these concerns. If you need an additional ticket for promotion, we can absolutely take care of that. You just need to email your student's homeroom teacher or myself, and every student gets 3 guest tickets, but if you need more, we can certainly accommodate that. If you or someone you know is in need of financial support, all you need to do is shoot me a quick email. You don't need to give any kind of explanation or background, but if you let me know that someone's in need of financial support, whether that's yourself or someone you know, we will discreetly take care of it and make sure that that student is taken care of, because we want every single student to participate. If you're able to offer financial support, on the next slide there is a link, and we very much appreciate that support from our community. A part of making sure that we are providing a good value for this experience is we are not planning a lot of buffer. We try to just cover costs, and so every bit of that sponsorship goes towards supporting families that would not otherwise be able to afford the trip, and it's very helpful. So if you're able to, we sincerely appreciate it. If your student has a friend on another team and they want to attend their promotion ceremony, they may, but that will be one of their students' tickets, and that student will need to be with a responsible adult. So students are not able to just come on their own to enjoy a friend's celebration. They would need to be with a responsible adult to join another team celebration. We also would recommend for families, if your student is concerned because they have a lot of friends on another team and they feel like they're missing out, a solution that families have done in the past is they've held an after school or a promotion day party, whether at a house or another event, just to make sure that they're able to have that time with their friends across teams. What should students wear? Again, there's no dress code for any event, but we do ask that students dress nice. And then what do the payments cover? As I said, we are trying to just cover the cost. For Kings Dominion is the bus and the ticket into the Kings Dominion. For our dance, it is decorations, food, photo booth, balloons, all the fun stuff that happens, DJ, to cover that very fun experience. And then the $10 for promotion fees covering the shirt and some of our flowers and decorations for the promotion ceremony itself. So I'm going to come over here, important links. I will skip this one because those links are going to work on the slides as they are, but there are QR codes up on the screen right now. So if you are a 2-screen person right now, you happen to have your phone and a screen, you can snap any of these to get the links to the promotion payment, the place where you could sponsor a student, and the early dismissal request. I am also going to put these links in the chat momentarily for folks. As I am doing that, I'm going to hop over into the questions and answer any questions that folks have. So on your screen, there should be a Q&A section. And so if you are looking there, the links will be available to you on the QR, and I'll be able to put those in the chat as well. And so some of the questions I've covered, there's a question about how many tickets are given per student, 3 guest tickets. If there's a sibling who attends Deal and will be at school that day, they are welcome to join. We'll need to have a pass from their teacher to come down, and so that's something I'd recommend they arrange with their teacher in advance, but we'd love to have our siblings who are in Deal join those celebrations. What days are 8th graders expected to attend school during the last weeks of school? So the 11th, which is the 12th rather, is our day of the dance, is the last full school day for students. On the 13th and 14th, students will just come to their promotion ceremonies. The 17th, which is that Monday after, is a school day. So if students need to come to school that day, they are able to. But I will say traditionally that most students will not come on that day. There's a question about, are all students being dismissed at noon on the 12th because of the dance? And the answer is no. Only students who have permission from a family and are 14 or over will have a walking pass, and students who are 13 or under and have permission from a family will need to be picked up that day. Being honest, I would say most 8th graders will take advantage of this and leave at noon to get ready for the dance, but it is certainly far from all, and teachers will still be here that day and students will remain in the building until the typical 3:15 dismissal time. Another question says, on the day of a student's promotion, should they attend school the full day or only come for that time when their celebration is and then leave when it's over? And the answer is they will only come for their promotion ceremony. They will leave when it's over. We ask folks to get to the to Deal about 30 minutes early to make sure you have time to come into the auditorium. And I will say, because these are school days, our parking lot will be completely full. Please do not plan to park at Deal. You might be able to get some luck in the community, but if you're able to take public transportation, that is absolutely our recommendation, because parking will be, I'm going to say, non-existent that day. And so you don't want to get here right on time and then not be able to park. Is there an option to adjust the promotion fee? My child does not want to attend the Kings Dominion excursion. So our ask this year is that we want all students to participate in all events. It helps us with planning. It helps us with getting the best possible value for the experience for everybody. So we do have the option for folks to buy just one thing. If there's an extenuating circumstance, you can email me and I'm able to work with our folks who are collecting funds to break that price out. So if there's an absolute reason that you need to, you can email me. We're happy to help work that out. I do know I have a couple people who will be out of town that day for various reasons. Send me an email, let me know. But if it's they just prefer not to go to Kings Dominion, we were asking that every student enjoy it and they can have a little bit of mandatory fun on the roller coasters or at the water park. This meeting should be recorded and we will share it out with everybody for folks who asked. The agenda for the promotion ceremony, we do not have a firm program yet, but typically what happens is there are welcoming remarks. I'll say hello to everybody. We have some messages that are given to us, our students from the mayor and our local council members. We have student performances. We will give awards for students for content area and from teams. There's a student speaker from each team. Ms. Neal gives her closing remarks. We have student MCs, and the ceremony typically takes, like I said, about an hour. It is a very joyful experience, and it's really a great opportunity for us to honor our students. If your student cannot attend the promotion ceremony for the team because of a prior commitment, it's possible to attend another team's promotion. If for some reason your promotion is on the 14th, but you can only attend on the 13th, send me an email and we can certainly arrange that. There might be a little bit of awkwardness if you go to a different team's celebration because you won't see your teachers there or your classmates there, but you'll absolutely get a sense of what the promotion ceremony is about. And if there's any kind of awards that you're getting from your team, we would do our best to make sure they're announced at that celebration that you're at. Will there be National Junior Honor Society pinning? There will not be a pinning at the promotion ceremonies, but we do ask that all students who are National Junior Honor Society members to wear their pins that day. Will the slides be made available? I can absolutely share these slides out with everyone, but there's a letter that was sent home and it will be in your team newsletters that covers all of this information and has all these links. So it will be there. Another question, will siblings count as one of their tickets? And the answer is yes, but if you need more, you just let me know and we can take care of it. There's a question that says, if we paid the fee for the dance promotion in Kings Dominion, should we receive tickets in the mail or a confirmation? So if you made the payment, you should receive a confirmation email. Those confirmation emails I'm seeing are taking a little while to get there. So sometimes it's been 5 minutes, sometimes it's been the next day. I have sent out emails to folks who hadn't paid as of Wednesday. I will do another check on Monday of next week and send a friendly note out to folks saying, hey, we haven't received a payment yet. So if you get that email, that means that we don't have a record of your student having a fee. And so if fee paid, let me know and we can adjust and take care of that for you. And so if you haven't got an email from me saying, hey, please pay the fee, you should be all set. Someone saying they can't use the QR codes, and so the links will be available on the Deal website. They'll also be sent home in messages, and as soon as I'm done answering questions here, I'll make an announcement and put them in the chat as well. The promotion ceremony is about an hour long, typically a little bit less. We try to shoot for that perfect 55-minute mark. A couple repeat questions. What will students be doing on the 12th? If they do not leave early, they will be going to class. They will go to their normal, typical assigned classes. If your student is leaving early, we recognize that most 8th graders are leaving learning, so teachers will not be giving any summative assessments that day, but typically they will have a fun content-related activity that students will participate in. Question about the promotion, will students walk on stage? So for 8th grade promotion, we do not have students walk on stage for two reasons. One, from an appropriateness level, it's not a graduation, so it's a very fun celebration, but we don't use the typical graduation traditions. And the other piece is just for time and flow. We want to respect that hour-long mark, and if we have all the students walk up on stage, it tends to slow down the ceremony significantly. Will there be school in the days after the promotion? So students on the 13th and 14th will only come to their promotion ceremony, and there will be school on the 17th. Traditionally, most 8th graders do not come that day, but there will be school that day. Will kids be allowed to be in the water park section of Kings Dominion? Also, will there be parking accommodations for those with disabilities? So yes, students will be allowed to use the water park at Kings Dominion. Kings Dominion is accessible. And if you have questions, concerns, that's the kind of thing I would love for you to email me about so I can get any kind of confirmations that we need. We have confirmed that the buses are accommodating for all the needs that we are aware of. But if you have a concern, please reach out, let me know, because we want to get ahead of that as early as possible. There's a question about extra tickets costing money. The extra tickets do not cost any money. Part of the reason is because we want to keep the promotion as cost-free as possible. Great question here. I love this one. Will students be able to bring a guest from another middle school or grade to the dance? And the answer is no. Only Deal 8th graders may participate in the dance. That is both a safety and a crowd reason for that. We want to make sure that we know everybody who's part of the dance and part of the fun. If there's someone who'd like they want to celebrate with who does not attend Deal, we always recommend, again, having that community celebration, whether it's at someone's house or at a place outside of Deal. They are welcome to do that. I always encourage it, but we are not able to accommodate folks who go to other schools just because, even though I'm sure they are wonderful, we don't know them. Repeat question about how many tickets per student? 3 tickets per student, but if you need more, send me or your team's homeroom teacher an email. Question, is June 12th the last day of school for 8th graders? June 12th is the last full day of school that most 8th graders will attend. As I said, the 17th is a school day, but most 8th graders traditionally do not attend after their promotion and ceremony. When will students receive yearbooks? If you have not already, please purchase your yearbook. Those things go very quickly. I don't know if the deadline's passed already or not. There was a link in last weekend's team emails. Those go out as soon as we receive them. So if we receive them before promotion, we will give them out at school. If we receive them at promotion, we have historically had a table to give them out during the promotion ceremonies, but our hope is always to get them early. And then worst case scenario, if there's a shipping delay or a printing mistake or something, we will have those at Deal and we can give those out over the summer, but our goal is to get those out before the promotion ceremonies. Does a young student like a 2-year-old need a ticket, or can they be in laps? They can absolutely be in laps. And again, if you have any concerns about tickets, email your homeroom teacher, email me. We will get you the tickets that you need. Our goal for the promotion ceremony is not to stop people at the door, and we have the tickets mostly to make sure that we have an equitable experience for everybody. Parking accommodations for people who have accessibility needs at the parking accommodations for promotion ceremonies for those with disabilities. We will absolutely set that up. Again, if you have a question about accessibility, please send me an email. We can reserve you a spot. We can do what we need to do to make sure that everyone's able to access the experience. And then again, confirming the last day of school can be the day of the promotion celebration. Yes, for most 8th graders, they will come to their promotion ceremony and they will enjoy their summer. And then how will the students be monitored and accounted for at Kings Dominion? So one of the nice things about Kings Dominion is a controlled and safe and secure environment. At Kings Dominion, students are able to have free reign of the park. It has worked. Students do a great job being responsible on the trip. We are very clear about our expectations when they arrive. There are adults who are scattered around the park, so there'll be adults in the water park, there'll be adults all over the rides. So our Deal chaperones will be around spread around the park, and then we have a home base where students know if they need an adult, there's an adult waiting all the time, and typically that's at the Starbucks that is at the entrance because there's air conditioning and Wi-Fi, and usually that's where Mr. Rotman is sitting and being ready for any needs. And so at Kings Dominion, students are able to bring their phones, if they're good behavioral and academic and attendance standing, and they are able to have free reign of the park. We set clear times and rendezvous points so students know where they need to be and when to get home all together safe. So those are all the questions that I have. Oh, I have a few more. Will students sit with parents? There's a question, will students sit with parents at the ceremony? Yes, so when students come for the promotion ceremonies, they will sit with their family and guests. So those are the questions that I have. Oh. What is the theme of the dance this year? It is Hollywood related, but I don't have the exact name of it, and I apologize. I will make sure that goes home in an email as well. It was announced. I want to say it's 24 karat Hollywood gold or golden age of Hollywood, and I apologize. I forget the cute name, but we'll make sure that is sent out. Will there be constraints on phone usage during the bus rides? Typically, students are able to have access to their phones on the buses. They are monitored by adults. There are adult chaperones who are on the bus, but students at that point, as part of their having earned the celebration, they are able to have their phones on the bus. And someone said the theme is Hollywood Gold. I was so close. And then how much does food cost at Kings Dominion? Food at Kings Dominion is more expensive than I'd like, but I would say if your student has $20, they will be able to afford a lunch. If they want to have more than that, they'll be able to afford lunch and snacks. And I'm sure that Kings Dominion will be able to take as much money as you are going to send with them, but $20 should be like a pretty good minimum that will cover the lunch that they need. Question about do the three tickets include the student? No, it's the student. We will not be checking a ticket for the student, and they'll have 3 guest tickets as well. And again, if you need more, just send an email. We've got you. Approximately how much money should students bring to Kings Dominion? That is a family decision. I'd say $20 is about the minimum to make sure they have a lunch while they're there. Oftentimes students will bring more if they want to buy souvenirs and trinkets and snacks and that kind of thing. But it is up to the family. But I think $20, they should have enough to purchase lunch. And then it's a great question. I paid the promotion fee on May 13th, but received an email on the 15th. If you have a concern, please shoot me an email. I apologize. That was an error on my part. There was a filtering mistake. And so everybody who had paid initially received an email saying, sorry, we hadn't. I did send a retraction email. That was a mistake on my part. Folks who had not paid were sent an email without a retraction. So if you paid, if it's taken out of your bank account, we know that we've got that fund accounted for. If you have a question about it, you can always email me and I can confirm as well. And I will also be sending another email out and confirming again on Monday. So this is one of those no news is good news things. So if you don't get an email from me on Monday saying, hey, we haven't received your payment, you are good to go. And I apologize for that mistake. Is there a designated time for lunch on the trip? On the Kings Dominion trip, we do not do a designated lunch time, and students are able to get lunch when they want. We do have a designated rendezvous time for our return. Is it cards only or cash okay at Kings Dominion? And I'll be honest, I do not know. We need to check the Kings Dominion website. We will make sure we communicate that with students before we go. Do you recommend buying a dining meal plan? So Kings Dominion does have the option for students to buy a meal plan while they are there. That information is on the Kings Dominion website. It is entirely up to the family. If your student is vendor to vendor getting shaved ice and funnel cakes and all kinds of fun things, it might be a good value, but it is certainly not a necessary requirement. And again, there's another question about is cash or credit accepted at the park, and I apologize, I don't know, but we will check there. I do know card is accepted. I do not know if cash is accepted as Kings Dominion. All right, so that is the questions that I have. I sincerely appreciate everyone who came out tonight. This session is recorded. If there's a question that I did not answer, please feel free to shoot me an email. This is a great experience. We are so excited to celebrate your students. They've been a wonderful class to get to know. I'm sincerely sad that they're going off to high school next year because they've just been a great group of kids and they've just made this year so enjoyable. They're going to do great things, and I know I'm going to be teary-eyed at the celebration. I'm kind of thinking about it right now. I'm getting a little choked up. But we have a lot to look forward to. If you have questions or needs, please reach out. We want this to be a fun experience for everybody. Huge shout out to our teachers and Mr. Holler for setting this up. If you are a member of the ADCA and you help make this all possible, we cannot thank you enough. Our ADCA has been really critical and helpful in terms of helping organize all the payment and the fund collection and distribution. And just know that if you support the ADCA, that is a really meaningful, powerful way to support DEAL. Thank you to our incredible kiddos for all their ideas and push and suggestions. And we are going to have a great celebration. Please make sure that grades are on top of things, that our attendance is good, we're not getting tardies, and our behavior is on point. And if we can do those things, we're going to end the year on a high point, and we are excited to do so. So if you have questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, thank you so much, and know that we're looking forward to all the fun to come. Links will be sent. I'm going to take myself off the screen here. I will put links in the announcement in just 30 seconds. And again, if you have questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll answer a few more, but otherwise, that concludes this very fun time. All right, so the link that's in the chat right now is a link for the all-inclusive payment. Next link that's going in the chat is to sponsor a student. And the last link that's going in the chat is in case you need the form to request an early dismissal. Awesome. So I'm just going back and catching up on the questions that are there. So if you're done, thank you so much for your time. If you want to hear a couple more questions, I can. Someone did confirm that King's Dominion is cashless. Thank you for that. Someone's asking, will a nurse be joining the King's Dominion event? No, a nurse will not be there, but we will have a medically trained staff member joining us who will be able to do medication administration on the trip. Thank you to everyone for the kind notes in the chat. I appreciate that. It means a lot. And again, if folks have questions and anything, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email. We want this to be a great celebration for everybody. So if there's something you don't know, team newsletter should have all the information. I tried to cover everything here, but I know there's some nuances that I may have missed. And letters went home with students. But again, if there's something we missed, please ask. There's no reason to suffer in silence. So again, thank you for a great year. Thank you to our teachers. Thank you to our incredible ADCA. Thank you to our students. Thank you for joining and spending a little bit of your Thursday evening with me. And yeah, happy Thursday evening and have a wonderful Friday tomorrow. Take care.